Boxingego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notified when the latest new content drops.
Worldwide to our press conference for our historic bout going down this Saturday from Lincoln, Nebraska at the Pinnacle Bank Arena. This one is for, as you can see, all the belts. It's the world title unification bout between Terence Crawford and Julius Indongo. We're going to get started with a few news and notes, and then I'll turn it over to Todd DeBuff. So our event is promoted, as you know, by Top Rank Promotions. There are still some select tickets available. They are priced right from $28 up to $128. It's a great new venue, so you can buy tickets at the venue's box office, the Pinnacle Bank Arena in Lincoln, or on Ticketmaster.com or by phone. We will go live on ESPN at 9 p.m. local time, 10 p.m. Eastern. Doors will open at the arena at 5 o'clock. First bell will be at 5:30. We have a stacked undercard for you, streaming live on the ESPN app, featuring the likes of local talent, Kevin Ventura, and we have Steven Nelson fighting on the card, also Mike Alvarado, Mike Reed, we have Brian Jennings, we have Dylan White, so absolutely stacked undercard. So get there early by the first bell or watch the ESPN app to see all this young talent streaming live. I will now send it over to Top Rank President Todd DeBuff for some opening remarks. Todd?
Thank you, Christina. So welcome everybody to Omaha. This is great. And I'm looking down at these belts and it reminds me my wife doesn't have enough shoe space, but now I think these fighters are looking for belt space. It's like, I need a bigger closet, honey. You know, there's two things that we love doing in the sport of boxing. One is, you know, is really resonating with the fans, and creating an environment and putting on great fights. In an environment that in a hometown becomes so special where people have goosebumps. So that's great. And we saw this here in Omaha, and we've seen it, now we're going to see it in Lincoln. And so it's exciting to be a part of this. Second thing that's terrific is when we get two fighters up here that have an obsession. And the obsession is putting all this jewelry together, and obsessed about trying to unify something that has never been done in 15 years. So, I mean, without these guys wanting to put it all on the line, to take the risk, to take the challenge, we couldn't be here today. Just a quick heads up and acknowledgement to Matchroom, who's the promoter of Indongo, and working with them in really putting this event together. Usually I get up here and I talk about all the minutia of a press conference, but we changed that format. So now I give that to Christina to do. She gets to do all the minutia of the press conference. She gets to introduce all the fighters. And we're going to allow this to be a very free-rolling type of environment. And you really don't want to hear from me. We want to hear from them. But it's going to be a terrific night on Saturday. So thank you all for showing up.
Thank you, Todd. We will also open mics up to any media here that would like to ask any questions after I kick things off with each of the fighters. So on the dais, let me introduce them first, and then we'll get into the questions. On my far right, we have Shakur Stevenson, everybody. Alexander Vosdick, who is fighting in our co-main event, NABO and ABF champion. The man who here needs no introduction, but formalities, Terence Crawford. We have Julius Indongo, and we have Craig Baker here. So let's get started. I'll start with you, Shakur. This is going to be your third pro fight. What have you learned from your first two pro fights that you hope to take into this third fight, and even what else can you improve on going into fight number 3?
I learned that the program a little different. I actually like it a lot better because
Hold your mic.
Because we get to weigh in the day before, and it's longer rounds now. I get to display my skills more. But I keep getting better and better, and this fight, I'm gonna put on superb performance.
You had a chance to spend some time in training camp before with Terence Crawford and watch him there in Colorado Springs, where you train as well. What can you learn from being around a guy like him?
I definitely learned that he's super competitive. I'm gonna let everybody in Omaha know that I took $100 from him playing basketball. But he's super competitive, and I learned a lot from him, seeing how he moves and seeing how he is and how he take boxing so serious, and he take his craft very serious, and I learned a lot from him.
Oh, hold on a second. Did he learn the McGregor challenge?
I don't know. We're gonna ask Bud about that. He was not in that video, but go ahead.
Oh yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. This dude is like, he's like an NBA player, like, he's a Chico, so I made sure his team was garbage. And we had 5 good players, I ain't gonna lie to you. It was 5 against 1. It was a tough game.
Well, I'm sure that competitiveness will help you continue throughout your career. And speaking of competitiveness, at this point, do you feel like each fight you'd like to take a step up in competition for your opposition?
Most definitely. I'm a competitor, so I like fighting tougher fighters, and hopefully my next fight I'll get an 8-rounder with a tougher opponent, and I'm ready to put on shoes.
All right, anything you'd like to say to anybody back at home in Jersey?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I appreciate everybody watching from Newark, New Jersey, my city. I love the support that they give me, and I'm gonna keep putting on the show for y'all.
All right, that's Shakur Stevenson. He will be fighting. His fight will be on the ESPN app right before Boxingego and Baker, who we'll get to next. So Craig, we'll come to you. Texas is in the building. So Craig, at 17-1 with 13 KOs, you have a great record. But coming into this fight, many people would consider you the underdog against Alexander. Do you kind of relish in that opportunity? Are you okay with coming in with kind of the cards stacked against you?
That's cool to me. I get a kick out of proving people wrong, so that's fine.
Coming into this fight, you've won your last 5 fights by knockout. You only have 1 loss on your record. How would you kind of describe your style of fighting? And is the knockout, obviously you don't want to predict that, but is that something you kind of go for that just comes naturally to you?
It just kind of comes, you know, we get in there and we execute. We set a game plan, we execute, and then if the knockout comes, it comes.
You're getting an opportunity to fight for his NABO, NABF title, and an opportunity to fight on ESPN in front of what could potentially be, you know, over 1 million people watching. So how does that make you feel getting that opportunity?
I'd like to thank Top Rank for this tremendous opportunity, and just it's great. You know, it's a bit much, but yeah, I'm very grateful for this tremendous opportunity, and I plan to put on the show.
Are you cutting the beard or are you keeping the beard?
I'm keeping the beard.
Oh, all right. All right, thank you, Craig. Appreciate it. I know you don't want to talk too much, so you want to say anything else?
Just thank everyone out back in Baytown for their love and support, and go.
Tune in Saturday, right?
Tune in.
That's right. Yeah. Thank you, Craig. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, and over to your opponent now, the Nail, Alexander.
Hello.
How you doing?
Very good.
Good, good. We spent some time in training camp with you while we were doing camp life with Vasily Lomachenko. Him and his dad had nothing but great things to say about you. What is it like training with them and just kind of the vibe in camp? Because it seems like you guys are very disciplined and you take what you do so seriously.
Lomachenko is a very talented guy, and his father really good coach, so I'm learning something from him. You know, his father gave me always good advices, so it's very good opportunity to improve my skills, to get something from them.
You've been in the gym for quite some time. I know we talked a little bit about how you thought you were going to get a fight a little earlier in the year, but it didn't happen. But with that being said, how prepared, how ready are you to be able to showcase your skills now on ESPN to a worldwide audience, more people than have probably ever watched you before as a professional?
Actually, it doesn't matter for me. I get used to fight with a big audience because I was an amateur, I was in Olympic Games, and get used to all of this, so just regular stuff.
Just regular stuff, no big deal. You're coming off impressive performances against Unieski and Chilemba to kind of set you up here. What did you learn from those experiences, and what are you looking to build upon to lead you possibly to a title shot in the near future?
I'm learning something new from any fight. So I'm looking forward to learn something from this fight and just try to improve my skills and staying ready for title opportunity.
And maybe a lot of people, you know, obviously they consider Craig an underdog, but you have a lot of respect for him and you really think that maybe he's a little bit underrated for his skill set and his abilities, correct? We talked about this a little bit yesterday.
Yes, I'm disagree with people's opinion. I think every opponent is really dangerous because it's in boxing, everything can happen. Everybody can hit, everybody can get hit. So I saw Craig's fights against Steve Lovett and Umberto Savini. maybe those guys also underestimate him, and you know, he knocked them out. So I don't want to make the same mistake. So I take him serious and expecting a tough fight.
Todd, there's some really good talent in the light heavyweight division, and I know, Aegis, his manager and stuff, is eager for him to get an opportunity at a world title. Where do you think he is in that? Is that coming in the next year? Do you think for him, or what do you think about his skills in that division?
Well, I think right now you in that division, Shakur's co-manager Andre Ward holds the keys to that. So I think everything goes through him right now, and I think there's a breed of young, talented guys. Alexander, obviously, at the top of it, who's been having, and Adonis Stevenson and Kovalev. See what happens if he comes back. But I think the most important thing for us is we don't chase opportunities. We try to create opportunities for all of our guys. And I think it's most important to get him in the ring, see how he does in this fight, and then decide what we want to do after that. But I think it's obviously a very, very exciting division.
That's it. You're done. Anything else you'd like to say?
I'm agreeing.
You're agreeing. You're done. He's like, I'm hungry. All right, Alex, thank you so much. Let's turn it over now to our main event. We have world champion